Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine at home. I had already sent you a video of this lesson, that is the first video, the population dynamics. In this lesson, I have taught you distribution of population in the world, underpopulation and overpopulation, impact of underpopulation on the society, impact of underpopulation. So today in this video I am going to teach you about migration and population change, then composition of population, population composition and rural and urban population. Migration and population change. Migration is another way by which population size changes. So migration may be broadly classified into international and internal. So what is international migration? Movement of people from one country to another country across the international borders is known as international migration. Countries like Australia, United States, Canada, etc. have gained population because of immigration, that is the people who are arriving in these countries. But there are some countries like Sudan, India, Sri Lanka who are experiencing a loss of population due to immigration, that is the people who have left their countries. General trend of international migration is from the less developed countries to the more developed nations in search of better employment opportunities and high living standard. Now, what is international? What is internal migration? The movement of people from one region to another region within the country is known as internal migration. Internal migration does not have any impact on the size of the population. It remains the same in the country. Within countries, large number of people may move from the rural areas to the urban areas in search of employment, education and health facilities. Composition of population. Rate of population growth will be different all over the world. Although the world's total population is rising rapidly, not all countries are experiencing the same growth. Some countries like Kenya have the high population growth rates. This is because they had earlier both high birth rates and death rates. Now, with improving healthcare, death rates have fallen, but the birth rates still remain high, leading to high growth rates. In other countries like United Kingdom, population growth is slowing because of the both low death and low birth rates. Population composition. Composition of population is a vast field where we study the ethnic characteristics, races, tribes, language, religion, literacy, education, age, sex, economically active population and many more traits. So the study of this composition of population helps us to understand what? The social, economic and demographic structure of the population. So it helps us to know how many are males or females, which age group they belong to, how educated they are and what type of occupation they are employed in, what their income levels and health conditions are. So an interesting way of studying the population composition of a country is the population pyramid. You can see in the diagram they have shown with the help of a population pyramid, which is also known as the age-sex pyramid. A population pyramid shows what? The total population divided into various age groups. Example, 5 to 9 years, 10 to 14 years and so on. The percentage of the total population is subdivided into males and females in each of those groups. It reveals us number of children below 15 years and reflect the level of births. It also shows us the number of aged people above 60 years. It also shows us how many dependents are there in a country. So the population pyramid of a country in which the birth and death rates both are high is broad at the base and rapidly narrows towards the top. This is because the children which are born are many. A large percentage of them die in their very young age, in infancy. Relatively few become adults and there are few old people. So this situation is shown by the population pyramid of Kenya in figure A. Okay. Now in countries where death rate, especially amongst the very young, is less than the birth rate, the pyramid is broad in the younger age groups because more infants survive to adulthood. So they survive till they become adult. So this can be seen in the pyramid for India in the figure B, where you can see that younger youths are more in number. So such population contain a relatively large number of young people. That means what? India has a strong and expanding labor force. In countries where birth rate is low, the pyramid will be narrow at the base. For example, low birth rates make the pyramid of Japan narrow at the base, which is shown in the figure C. Decreased death rates allow the number of people to reach old age. So you understood this? All the three pyramids? Okay, now skilled, spirited and hopeful young people have a positive outlook are the futures of any nation. So we in India are fortunate to have such resource. They must be educated and provided skills and opportunities to become able and productive for the nation. Rural and urban population. Today, 55% of the world's population live in the urban areas, a proportion that is expected to increase to 68% in the next 2050 year. So projection shows that the urbanization, the gradual shifting of the people from rural areas to urban areas is adding the overall growth of the world's population could add another 2.5 billion people to urban areas by the end of 2050. With close to 90% of the increase taking place in Asia and Africa itself, according to the new United Nations report. So most of the population is concentrated in Asia and Africa continent. So the urban population of the world has grown rapidly from 751 million in 1950 to how much? 4.2 billion in 2018. So Asia, despite its relatively lower level of urbanization, Asia has a lower level of urbanization, but it is the home to 54% of the world's urban population, followed by Europe and Africa with 13% each. Today, the most urbanized regions include North America with 82% of its total population living in urban areas in 2018. Latin America and Caribbean 81%, Europe 74% and Oceania 68%. So the level of urbanization in Asia is now approximately coming to 50%. So in contrast to Africa remains mostly rural. So comparatively, compared to Africa, as you can see that Asia is more urbanized. Rather, Africa remains mostly rural with 43% of its population living in urban areas. Tokyo is the world's largest city with an agglomeration of increasing population of how much? 37 million inhabitants, followed by New Delhi with 29 million, Shanghai with 29 million and Mexico City and São Paulo each with around 22 million inhabitants. So today Cairo, Mumbai, Beijing and Dhaka all have close to 20 million inhabitants. So by 2020 you can see that Tokyo's population is projected to begin to decline, while Delhi is projected to continue growing and to become the most populous city in the world around 2028. So by 2030 the world is projected to have almost 43 mega cities with more than 10 million inhabitants. Most of them will be seen in developing countries. As the world continues to urbanize, sustainable development depends on the increasing of the successful management of urban growth. So how we can fulfill their needs with the growing urban population, including for providing them housing facilities, giving them good transportation, energy systems and other infrastructure. So as well as for the employment also and basic services such as education and healthcare. So this way we can develop our urban population. So students, you understood this video? So hope you had understood this full lesson, that is population dynamics. So I am going to do now some of the points which I am going to recall in front of you. Those are relief of the land, climate, soils and distribution of the minerals are some of the factors which affect the distribution of population. This next one is the ratio of the males and the females is known as what? The sex ratio. When a person can read and write a simple message in any language, he can be called as what? Literate. Number of persons living in per unit of land is called as the density of population. The monsoon Asia, Europe and eastern parts of USA have high density of population. So students, you understood lesson? Thank you children.